First thing, guys, congratulations. I think we were just talking about this. I think Batgirl is probably being talked about more now than maybe ever, but certainly in recent memory, and that must be an incredible feeling for the people working on the project.
It's really incredible. It's really validating. We expected that there would be a positive response, but we had no idea that it was going to just blow up like this. I mean, it's been huge news on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram and everything. It's just become enormous.
And then, of course, we have to talk about the design. I mean, that's what people are talking about, and very exciting. So tell me about the design, the thought process going in, and the reaction that you've now received. I imagine that it's not something you could have anticipated, even in a best case scenario.
I was approached to take over Batgirl. They sent me an email and said, hey, we've got an opportunity coming up, and would you be interested in taking it over as writer and artist? And I said, yeah, I am interested, but the first thing, my very first question was, can I redesign the costume? And it's not a comment on the previous costume other than the fact that it's just not really what I wanted to do. And if I was going to do Batgirl, it was going to be light and fun and adventurous and have a real positive note to it. And the costume is the brand. The costume is the thing that should immediately reflect that. So I went online and I was looking at fashion blogs and going through and just sort of looking for things that I could adapt into a superhero outfit. So I eventually settled on the leather jacket, and leggings with Doc Martens was actually a really common thing. And Doc Martens already made yellow boots. The cowl I was experimenting with, and one of the things behind it was the idea of doing kind of a contemporary update of the old 60s television show. So when I had my first pass at it and Babs was coming on board, I gave it to her and I said, here's what I'm thinking for the costume. And then
Babsify it.
Yeah, exactly. One of the reasons why I want to work with her is because she's got this great sense of style and fashion, and she brings stuff to it that I probably would not be able to.
It was already really awesome to begin with. Like, it had these cute little snaps, and I love the boots, and in my own personal work, I draw a lot of leather jackets, so like I knew that it could use some detailing on it, so I just added some streamlines to it. And I know they have those little hardware zippers, and it kind of added like a little level of like badassery when you put in the metal and I tried to reflect like the snaps and like her little gloves and like in her belt and stuff. And Cameron had a great base, and I just added some cool details to it, and it turned out like really slick.
And have you guys seen new current Batgirls here on the show floor?
Yes.
Literally by the end of the first day after the announcement online, we started seeing photos of people putting out like material to make leggings and buying Doc Martens boots online. And the Doc Martens site crashed because people were ordering yellow boots in such volume.
We're getting pictures of people that had bought them, and they're like, I got my Batgirl boots. And I think it's not even cosplayers. I think it's just girls that wanted the boots because Batgirl is wearing the boots.
Yeah.
Now, Mark, we spoke to you about a month ago in New York about your kind of positioning within the Bat books and the Bat family. So tell me about your thoughts and kind of when you guys had a bigger conversation about what Batgirl represented within the larger family, and then specifically as her own book, what she brings to the table.
I'll give credit to Katie Kubert, who no longer at DC, but I asked her, I said, you're editing Batgirl, what do you want Batgirl to be? And she said, she's a 20-something girl who lives in one of the coolest cities in the world. It should be about that. It should be fun. It should be scary. It should be, you know, all of these things. And I came into work the next day and I said, Katie, I think we should call Cameron Stewart. He should take over Batgirl.
And obviously we can't talk about a Bat book without talking about the curious cast of villains that will be in the book as well. Will we see any classic villains return?
I think what you need to do is you need to check out Babs' artwork online. Just look at that Batgirl costume and think about who she could be fighting, where she lives, who is she fighting. Look at Babs' artwork. The answers are on the internet.
I think one of the exciting things is that I think people have no idea what's in store for them. I think it's going to be really surprising. But yeah, but I think people are going to respond to it really well. If they've responded to this one character design so well, I think they're going to lose their minds when we see what else that we have in store.
This is the best Tiffany Smith cosplay I have ever seen.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about because it's actually me. This is not a costume, Blair.
You sound like her too.
Oh my gosh.
This is incredible.
Seriously, stop messing around. We just need to remind everybody to subscribe to DC All Access to get all of your updates from San Diego Comic-Con all week long.
Look, all year long, really. It's always about the world of DC. But back to you. That was like how she does outros as well. How long did it take you to put this together?
I can't even take this. I'm just gonna go walk the convention floor.